Bro, you did actual broadcasting already, and all you're doing is typing.
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome to round 4, oh no we ain't, welcome to round 20 of IRC, and tonight we got a special presentation for you. We have got double trouble, haven't we? We are here in Canada before we go on to Austria, where the hills will be alive with the sound of music. As we're now just getting into this one, so we got double the action as well. Let me get me controller off charge. I'm still in me work outfit because we could potentially crown a new world champion tonight as well, or maybe some might retain their crown, and that could be T Sammy, that's the one. Right then, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors, shall we, just before we get into this Canadian Grand Prix. We've got Broke Gorilla saying good evening, Sean. Hello, Todd. Hope you're well tonight then. Of course, Broke Gorilla, a former IRC driver back in season 5, I think it was. Goodness me. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? In the drivers and constructors, it looks like this. I'm going to get my old calculator as well tonight, I think, because it's going to be fast and furious. First, the first round would be like this. Well, the round 20 would be like this. We're going to have short quali, and there's going to be the Canadian Grand Prix, and then the second round is the Austrian Grand Prix. Right then, as we're about 10 seconds into this qualifying session as well, I must apologise last week. It went very silent, didn't it, towards the end of the stream? Let's just say I had very irritable bowels last week, and I had to dash off because otherwise it would have been quite a messy situation. So yeah, that's why it's quite towards the end of the Mexican Grand Prix last week. Right then, here we go then for the drivers and the constructors. Then T Sammy leads the championship at the moment, and he's 9 points in front of Maxi in second position. Then we got Sprint in third, then with Steve in fourth. Then technically, no, hang on. Yeah, technically Steve can still win the championship, but he needs to really get a move on in this race. It could be all over by Austria. Matt in 5th, 6th is Roscoe, Timmy 7th, Fizzy is 8th, 9th is Asdog, and 10th is Val then. And so let's just swipe back up as well then. Ryan is saying, good evening, comms legend, thank you. Is there another commentator in here with me tonight? I tell you what, I'd love to commentate with Murray Walker. I think that'd be amazing stuff, it really would. Murray Walker and Martin Brundle are amazing. We got Sprint as well. Good evening, Mr. Sean. Hello, Mr. Sprint. And hope you're having a lovely day as well. This is going to be quite a frantic session, this one, it said. So I hope you're all buckled in and ready to go. We're on board with the McLaren. And this is Gaz said, of course, he's the McLaren's been promoted to the driver lineup, hasn't he? With unfortunately Harry unable to take part in the races for the foreseeable future. So Gaz has stepped into his place then for the he's been stepping into his place then for the last couple of rounds, hasn't he? But I don't think I've ever officially said it, have I? So naughty me. We've got in the constructors and Alpha Tower then 75 points in front of Alfa Romeo in second, Ferrari in third, Haas fourth, McLaren in fifth. They're watching on screen now, but I think McLaren should be a bit concerned about Red Bull. They're only 12 points behind now. That is very close between fifth and sixth. I think it's the closest actually in constructors there. Mercedes is seventh then. It's a good old battle between fifth, sixth and seventh actually. I'm loving that. Eighth position is Renault, ninth is Racing Point, and Williams are yet to get off the mark in 10th position, unfortunately as well then. I've got to say tonight it feels very special, doesn't it? Of course, it feels like a championship kind of. It's got a championship kind of vibe tonight, hasn't it? I would love to see the championship go down to the wire in Bahrain, and I hope it does. So, of course, I'm going to be a bit. I'm biased. Of course, I'm biased. I love action, I love adventure, and I love excitement. That's why I'm an Indiana Jones fan. Then, just watching Gas going through the first sector as well. Lovely shot here of the Canadian fans as well. Of course, we missed the Montreal Grand Prix this season, didn't we? Course, after the horrific virus situation, but I'm hoping next season, and by the sounds of it, we're going to get back to a normal Formula 1 grid, which is absolutely great stuff indeed, isn't it? Of course, don't get me wrong, I think this season's been absolutely magnificent. I've really enjoyed this season. We've had how many podium sitters? We've had like 12, 13, haven't we? That's a ridiculous amount there. We've had Perez winning his first Grand Prix. We have had that's it, Gasly winning his first Grand Prix as well. I mean, Hamilton has kind of walked away, hasn't he? But nevertheless, I think everything around it in the battle in the midfield has been brilliant. Of course, McLaren, Racing Point, and Renault have had a great old battle for third position. I've loved this season, and that's just my opinion on it. Just watching C then as he's coming over the line as well, and we're on board with C now. This is going to be double action here side, and C goes fast at the moment, and he's 4 seconds in front of Gaz at the moment. And what about Gaz's teammate? This is Timmy, who in my opinion has had the best season of his career so far in IRC. And there's a Mercedes in the foreground as well. I think that is Val, who's just about to start us up. Indeed he is. No, then it's Fizzy. I apologise. I had 2 chances to get that right. I got it wrong. So there you go. We're just watching Fizzy accelerate out of turn what? Only 14 turns around this course. It doesn't look. No disrespect to the Montreal circuit, but it doesn't look too difficult, does it, on paper? As oh gosh, there I've got a very blurry screen on Facebook there, but I'll ignore that for the time being. It looks very simple on paper, doesn't it, the Canadian Grand Prix? But it really isn't, is it? You've got to attack these curbs there, these chicanes there. If you don't, you're going to lose so much time, aren't you? As just flying, T7 just flying past us now as well. We got Val, lovely over the shoulder shot here with the Mercedes driver as well as he flies down into the hairpin then. Of course, Canada's been on the calendar, Formula 1 calendar, since 1981 there or thereabouts on. It's been brilliant. Actually, I didn't miss a season. Canada ran I can't remember. Did it miss a season? I'm not sure. It was in the wasn't it? I don't think it was on 2009's calendar, was it? I don't know. For some reason, I'm just feel like it's missed a season, but that's just me. We're just watching Val, who's coming into the pits now as well. Car 46 then, and yeah, he's just towing down the pit lane now then. Just watching Mason at the moment. Mason in the racing point as well. And of course, this is because this is a short qualifying. Let's quickly explain the rules, shall we? As oh goodness me, then that's taking all kinds of liberties with the circuit there. Young Mason is goodness gracious me. So the qualifying format is like this. As I think that was Mercedes doing a bit of lawnmower in there. Yeah. So the qualifying situation looks like this. 18 minutes, and so it's basically qualifying 1, but we're qualifying with the qualifying 2 permutations then. Gotta say, I'm quite impressed. I said that word so well, actually. It's self high five to me after the broadcast. Yeah, so it's like so qualifying 2. What do I mean by that? If you qualify in the top 10, you have to start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on, and then the rest of the qualifying then is basically trying to get up as high up at the grid as you can. Then really, it's a bit like old school qualifying. Anyone remembers the qualifying between 1996 and 2002, something like that. Of course, they had an hour to go round it. They had an hour, 4 sets of tyres, 12 laps to get as fast as you can. Of course, you got unlimited tyres and unlimited laps then. No, you haven't got unlimited tyres, but you got unlimited laps then. And so you ain't going to run out of tyres in this session, I can assure you of that then, but you might run out of tyres in the race if you use too many tyres in this session then. As we're just oh, lovely shot there. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Fernando Alonso actually crashed into that one in 2005, didn't he? Which I think that was the first time in that season, that incredible season, that he made a mistake. Fernando Alonso. I quite like 2005. I don't know. It's a season that sticks out in my memory for some reason. So yeah, which none of you really care about. But there you go. Then that's a lovely useless bit of information. Just watching Petty then as he is flying down the back straight. 3 DRS zones around this circuit, which I got to say we're going to have a bit of a DRS train, possibly. But either way, lovely helmet by the way from Petty there. I forgot. He mentioned actually in the old driver chat that he was I need to look out for his new helmet. Well, that is a sensational helmet. I do get impressed by helmets quite easily, but that is not an easy helmet to be impressed by. That is a beautiful helmet, isn't it? Look at that. Wow, that's impressive stuff indeed. Then I wish there was a free roaming camera because I'd like to see the back of the helmet as well. But of course, maybe this is not. I think this is before the watershed then, so I better be careful. You can see that Penny then is hugging the outside of the course. Then he goes 8 fastest at the moment then. Good stuff indeed as we got Matt just moving up into 6 fastest in the Alpha Tower then. There's going to be a lot of tears I think after this 2 races, isn't it? So really good stuff indeed. The broadcast will be split up into 2 sections as well. I just got to remember to end the broadcast after the Canadian Grand Prix and start another one, because that's probably not going to happen to me because I usually forget then. On board at the moment then is Maxi is not coming out of the pitch just yet, and he's in 17th at the moment. Maxi is T Sammy is leading the championship by 9 points ahead. Of course, Maxi was started the race last week, didn't he? I think that was only his 2nd DNF officially in the season then, which is a bit of a shame now, wasn't it, for Maxi? But unfortunately he had to abandon his car, didn't he? We're on board with Val at the moment, and he is trying to get through on those medium compound tyres with 10 minutes to go in this session then. Val there with his traditional purple helmet, beautiful stuff indeed then, as he he comes down into the hairpin as well. Then needs to get a good exit out of the hairpin. He does indeed, then stamps on the accelerator, and away he goes as well. Then DRS is now good. Something you get beep in the ear, don't you, when there's a car off in front of us, and don't worry about that though, and as it is all fine and dandy. You see Val really compromised his exit though, didn't he? He turned in, then he stopped turning, didn't he? He was, you need a nice, lovely bit of, you just need a lovely swoop of the steering wheel, don't you? And unfortunately that's not what Val did then, so he's lost a lot of time, I think, but he is on the medium tyres nonetheless then, so expect Val to have a second bite of cherry in the next 9 minutes. And here's a man who's on fine form, and here he is, and it's Roscoe in the Red Bull. He's been the Lone Ranger in Red Bull most of the season, hasn't he? Unfortunately for Roscoe, but my goodness me, he's doing a good job, and he's doing a good job, and it just shows in the constructors as well, as he is very close to the McLaren. It is the McLaren, isn't it? So good stuff indeed there. Roscoe then cut it to the line as well. Then let's see what the Red Bull driver do. 7 fast at the moment. He might be a bit disappointed by that one. Just watching the man who's been on pole position so far, and goodness me, Steers lowering the bar. He's in fine fettle at the moment, isn't he? Steers in that Haas. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Steve. Of course, Steve has been having some great qualifying sessions. He was on pole position in the last 2 races in Italy and Mexico. Unfortunately, it's just been the races where it's just gone a bit untoward for Steve, hasn't it? Which is it's such a shame. Then he did finish second last time out in Mexico, but I was thinking more about Italy really, where he was on pole position and unfortunately scored 2 points, and that is what's cost him. But he had second in Mexico, didn't he, last time out, and potentially could have won that race as well if it wasn't for his Haas team mechanics, and they are famed for their pit stops, aren't they? If anyone remembers Australia, anyway, good gosh, Hog them flying close to me as well. Beautiful stuff indeed as he comes across the line. As Lucas is saying it, go T Sammy, and it's good evening, Sean. Hello, Lucas. Hope you're well. Of course, Lucas, a former elite driver, isn't he? So good stuff to see Lucas in the comments as well. And of course, he is definitely. He is definitely going to be flying the flag, isn't he, for T. Sammy, his fellow countryman as well. T. Sammy could potentially become a 2-time IRC world champion at the end of tonight then as well, if things really fall into place as well. Remember, the gap needs to be under 26 points at the end of this, over 26 points at the end of this tonight then, for T. Sammy to be crowned world champion, of course then. So that's the simplest I'm going to make it, because I need to be simple, otherwise I get very confused as well. My IQ is 67. So just watching T. Sammy, who's a 10th of a second up in the first sector. That is still not that's not too close, is it, to see at the moment. There's only 2 guys in the 8s at the moment. Everyone else is in the 9s or below. It just shows how incredible that lap was from Steve. Goodness me, he's really blown him out the water. So what can T. Sammy do in the second intermediate split time as well? And there's lovely shots here as we're on board the Alfa Romeo as well. He's 9100 second up in the second split, but once again he is quite away then from Steve at the moment. And Steve might be in Montreal, whilst T. Sammy's over in Toronto at the moment. That is how big the gap is at the moment. Good gosh there. Can T. Sammy then narrow it down there. There's only one more breaking point to go, but it's such an important breaking point. You could lose and you could gain so much time here. And look at that. That is very impressive. I've got to say that was very very nicely done indeed. That's well nailed on there from T. Sammy. He is into the 8-7s at the moment then. I say the only 8-7s there, but good gosh, it's only because of Steve. He's absolutely raised the bar, hasn't he? Goodness me. I got to say, and I think if this is a high jump, I would be well of it by now, but I can't jump anyway. Just on board there with Matt then, as he has got the Wall of Champions just to contend with right now then. Let's see what Matt does as well then. And don't you feel, he's a kiss the Wall of Champions as well. Why is it called the Wall of Champions? Because every champion's almost every champion's been in the wall there, hasn't it? Formula 1 or even past, of course, albeit every Formula 1 driver has probably been a champion in the past of some kind or another, haven't they? I mean, in 99 alone, there was about 3 former champions in there, wasn't it? Damon Hill was in there, Michael Schumacher was in there, and I think Jacques Villeneuve also went in there as well. Jacques Villeneuve's been there a couple of times, unfortunately. I think he also went in there in 97 as well, didn't he? Which was a very good. I remember Murray Walker thinking it was French. And I think Mark Blundell calmly said it was Villeneuve. And that's one of the. I always put the smile on my face when I see that. When I see that clip, brilliant stuff indeed. Then, yeah. So Villeneuve in the wall as well. Of course, Jensen Bowman's in the wall there in 2005 as well. So that which, but they held a bit of a miserable time in 2005, wasn't he? And that was such a shame because that BAR was also disqualified and excluded. It was disqualified, was banned for 2 races as well for their illegal fuel tank or something along those lines. Then I can't remember exactly what the details were, but let's just say there was very naughty people, weren't they? Of course, I think the big news is that I've just read somewhere that Lewis Hamilton's also back in the cockpit as well, which I'm not sure whether I'm happy or not. I'm happy that Hamilton is back in the car and he's well enough to be in the car, but I would love to have seen George Russell. I've never go in that Mercedes, but he did such a good job in Bahrain. He is almost guaranteed that seat surely now. Really is indeed then, but I do feel that might be the end of Bottas's top team aspirations, which is such a shame, really, isn't it, for Bottas? But it's an era where Hamilton's just absolutely amazing, isn't he? Talking of amazing, here comes Timmy coming across the line as well. He's in third fastest at the moment in time then. So yeah, Hamilton back in the car as well. So I am happy that Hamilton's back in. I would like to have seen Russell have another go then, but I think Russell's time will come, won't he? Because he is magnificent, isn't he? A lot of people might have said it's the car, but I think Russell, I was a bit unsure about Russell, but I think that Russell is definitely shown that he's definitely future champion material, definitely a future race winner. Any impressive stuff from George Russell. Val's gone 9th fast, and that's his first time on the on those soft tires. And of course, it's got very gloomy red, doesn't it? Good me. Oh, goodness gracious me then. So yeah, I might have to get out my umbrella in a minute. Gosh, I think I've had to put the sun cream away, haven't I? And also take my cap off, because I think I might have to get the old Mac out, because it's gonna be it might be a deluge in a minute then. But will we have rain before the end of this qualifying session? I don't think we shall, and I hope not, because that would really ruin this qualifying session moment. And Steve is currently on pole position then. This will be Steve's 6th pole position this season. Absolutely magnificent. Oh, is that Mercedes there is a really, oh dear, and that's really hurt Hogg, hasn't it? Hogg's in 5th fast at the moment now, and that Mercedes of Val there has really cost Hogg, hasn't he? So he's not going to be a happy man about that, is he, Hogg? That is really put paid to that qualifying up there. I wonder if he might abandon and come in the pits. And Mason is very much on the cusp as well, isn't he? Doing a good job there. Gaz there is on quite old soft tires at the moment. Val back in the pits. So I think we've got a Ferrari there just appearing out of the pits, and there he is then as well, as he is trailing down the pits as well, as just watching Mason then, who is just going into the hairpin as well. Look at the brake disc glow, and he's touched the wall there as he damaged the car. And that might have just been a brisk touch then. Goodness me, it was more than a brisk there, but somehow he has not damaged the end plate as well then. Good stuff indeed there from the Silverstone base team as well. Mason there is coming down into the final turn as well. 2 minutes to go in the session then, and we do have Maxi out on circuit as well. T Sammy has retired from the session and Maxi out on circuit as well, and let's see if he can go for pole position. Steve currently is currently on pole position, go for his 6th pole position of his season. Absolutely magnificent, isn't it? Mason up into a very fine 5th position at the moment. He's looking very strong around here, isn't he? Good stuff. Hogg is 300s down there, is that might also just hurt him slightly more then, because that Mercedes has really cost Hogg, hasn't it? A lot of time on the circuit, but let's see if he can put that to one side and maybe get another time out as well. About 90 seconds to go in this qualifying session, as Hogg is now coming to, he's in the pits then, and I think that might be the end for Hogg's qualifying session, so he's going to be disappointed because he's also dropped down to 6th as well, just to add salt into the wounds. We're just watching Timmy at the moment then. So Timmy is on the second sector now. I think Gaz has done 5 laps on these soft tires, Gaz has. So he's really doing more race runs, isn't he, Gaz? He's currently 13th fast at the moment, and he will stay 13th. With Russell Stakes is going to be 14th. 15th is JJ. 16th is PB. Gaz might drop down to 14th actually with Maxi out there, but Maxi has got one and done run, hasn't he? So goodness me, he's got a lot of pressure on him, hasn't he? The Ferrari driver. So we've also got Mason coming in the pits as well then. So I feel that this is going to get very tasty indeed then. Just watching Steve, it was 3 tenths of a second up there. Val's retired from the session as well. He's 9th fast at the moment. Yellow flags is fluttering in front of us because there's a Mercedes parked. Oh goodness me, Val is actually crashed out there, and I think he must have hit the inside barrier there, but that's not going to help Maxi. Maxi has done a 41.003 in this second intermediate split time as well then, before accelerating away and out the hairpin as well. Look at that, the heat haze is still coming off of the tarmac. It's absolutely looking splendid out there, isn't it? We're on board now then with Max then. He's got one more decision to make. There it is then, and look at how much speed he takes. That is incredible. Wow. And he's got an 083 to beat. He is third fastest, and Maxi is in. And goodness me, he got one lap in there, and he was third on the grid then. So he might be able to have a bit of a slipstream as well. Steve is carrying on pole position for the 6th time this season, and potentially with 2 more qualifying sessions going in for Steve, then he could equal Maxi's most pole positions this season. Look at that, Steve is amazing this race. He's 006 down then, and I don't mean Sean Bean either, but great time indeed there for Steve. He is on pole position then, or is he? Or am I getting too far in front of myself? Because here's Penny. He comes across line, 9th fastest out for the Racing Point driver. Absolutely splendid 17th there. I think Hogg might be a bit sweaty in the garage then. No, because Fizzy's might have dropped off a bit then. I wonder if he ran out of fuel then. Roscoe coming across the line. Roscoe goes 4th fastest. That's much better for Roscoe. Matt goes 2nd fastest. Oh my word, that's a cracking time. And what about sprint? Sprint is only at 11th. Matt is on the front row of the grid there, and that is the end of qualifying. Goodness gracious me then, and wow, that's a great end to qualifying. Really good stuff indeed then. So Matt on the front row as well then, so that's going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed then. We've also got Double in the comments as well. Great to see Double in the comments, but I would rather see him on the race circuit. It's such a shame that he's not racing tonight. Double is but he says, hi, hope all have a good race then. Come on, Asdog. Asdog is 13th fast at the moment then. Let's take a look at the final qualification. The final results from qualifying here tonight. Remember, this is short quali, so we're going straight into the race now as well then. And luckily I have got a bottle of I think it's Ribena next to me as well, so I'm going to need that. On pole position is Steve. Matt, a great lap there. I think that might be the lap of the session then perhaps, but it's very hard to discount out Steve's lap though. Oh goodness me, I didn't even finish there, but there we go. Obviously the game just wanted me to move it along then, so I'm not going to argue with them. Right then, so we're going into the Canadian Grand Prix. 35 odd laps around here, if I'm not very much mistaken, for a 50% race, something like that, isn't it? And this is good. Oh, lovely stuff indeed then. Right then, here we go then for the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. This is round 20 out of the 22 round season, the longest season ever in IRC history. 22 Grand Prix and 78 points up for grabs then, and those points are going to come down quite dramatically at the end of this session here tonight. Then there's only going to be 26 points left up for grabs as well. Canty, Samuel, Maxi, still the march then in the final 3 rounds as well. This is absolute pressure, the highest, isn't it? You've got to have 2 very good races tonight then. Tonight could be the end of someone's dream, couldn't it? Well, let's find out now then, as we're just waiting for PB then, and the lights are on then. We're going to go for the formation up, and this is the opportunistic time then to go through the grid from front to back then. And here they are then. On pole position is Steve. It's 6th pole position this season then. If he gets pole position, I think that we are now qualifying in the second one, aren't we? So, unfortunately for Steve, as I was speaking absolute rubbish there, unfortunately for Steve, then he will only get the most of 2 more, one more pole position that then. So, unfortunately, Steve is going to be 1 shy then. But he's on pole position tonight, brilliant stuff indeed. Matt alongside him on row 1. T. Sammy in 3rd position with Maxi in 4th, and Roscoe is 5th. Timmy is in 6th position, and Mason is 7th. Hogg is in 8th position as well then. Those are the top 8. They're on soft tyres. 9th position is Fizzy, and I'm really talking of Fizzy. I think I've just had a fizzy drink, and I'm really struggling now. Oh goodness me, I'm gonna have to have a bit of heartburn. I hope I got some Gaviscon with me, or all that kind of stuff. Is Fizzy in 9th position? He's on the medium tyres. The only man in the top 10 on the medium tyres. Penny in 10th position as well. Good performance there from Penny. 11th position is Sprint. He is on the soft tyres. Val is also on the soft as well. Asdog, of course, the man at double is going to be very interested as well. Asdog in 13th position there on medium tyres. Gads, great performance from Gads, and he's 14th on medium tyres as well. 15th position is Rizzles, and we haven't seen much of Rizzles tonight, but he's in action as well. No, we haven't seen much of JJ either. Can JJ get the Williams off the mark as well? He's Williams' is only hope, isn't he, for the remainder of the season? He's in 17th, and with PB in the 17th position on the medium tyres as well. PB doesn't really fancy qualifying, does he, this season? But he is he's pretty good in the race, though, isn't he? He's scored 3 points this season for the Haas team then. So 17 cars around the Montreal circuit then, and there's going to be Anarchy, isn't it? I'm really looking forward to this one. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. So then the pressure is very much on. T. Sammy has now gone from the hunter to the hunted after Maxi's issues in last week in Mexico. I think it was Mexico. So he's gone from the hunter to the hunted. Then Sprint then is out of the pole in qualifying. He is also technically in the championship, as is Steve as well. But Steve's race performances, and he probably could have and should have won the Grand Prix last time out. But the Haas mechanics were not up to scratch. Steve's incredible driving last week. His swings around the butts. Hopefully he can put that behind him as well and get a good result then. Right then, we're waiting for those lights then as well. Lovely shot from the Wall of Champions then, but I'm not interested in that then. Here we go then, and we're just waiting for those lights to come on then. There they are. We have 5 and we are going Canada. Let's get going, and here we go then. 2 races done, and this is the first. Steve leads it, and that's a appalling start from Resistix. He's dropped down the order. Steve leads second as well, then he repels the attack then, and we got Maxi in front of his championship rival. That is a crucial part of this race so far. Roscoe is also having a look as well. Got yellow flags in the background. It's one of the racing points. It's Penny's down the order. Penny's hard issue then, and he's been left behind, and he's on the perfect start then. And now Maxi is all over the back of Matt then, who is in second position at the moment. And Matt potentially could be Steve's rear gunner at this stage of proceedings, and it looks like the Steve is just absolutely flying off as well, whilst me Tower is jumping all around, then jump up and get down. Maxi in third position. Lovely shot here from the Ferrari. Janssen versus the Ferraris tonight, have we? We got Rizzlesticks then, who's very close to Gaz. Oh, he's got on the outside of the Ferrari. Brilliant. And now Gaz has been wrong foot, and JJ's got past him as well. Or has he? It's going to be a drag race then, going down into the hairpin then, and at the moment then it is going to be Gaz who has the... Oh, what's happened to that Ferrari? There's a Ferrari in front of us. If that's Rizzlesticks who's had some issues there. Oh dear then. And now it's a drag race. JJ has dropped back now, hasn't he? So is he going to go in the slipstream as well? No DRS then for the first couple of laps. Goodness me. And oh wow. And PB has also got past. Well, PB's up into 14th position. Good 17th. Then Gaz has moved up into 13th as well then. Lovely 17th. Then the biggest winner of that start was actually Fizzy then. Great time indeed then. He's gone up 3 positions then. Good 17th then. Team Sam has dropped down 1. He's dropped behind his championship rival, but as it stands, Simone, he still leads the championship there because it's only a 3-point swing, so it'll be down to 6 points. No, it won't. It'll be down to 4. We'll be down to 4 points as well as unfortunately I need to get my big old calculator out in a minute, I think, because I think that my calculator's going to be getting steam off here, as it is going to be a lot of maths tonight, and that is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. I really dislike maths. We got Janssen even in short, hopefully an incredible race as of last week. Then last week was brilliant, wasn't it? I do feel then that I think it was Steve's race to lose there, but unfortunately it was the Haas team that lost there. Of course, I feel that that's quite a big part, isn't it? Because it's very unusual for the it's very unusual though, isn't it, for the for the pit mechanics to really cause issues there in the Haas team. And Max is through. He's passed Matt then. Max has got past Matt then. The C is set the fast on the race there. But look at this, and we're going to free it press then going into turn 1 then. And look at this, and Matt is back past Maxi. Max is only going to be on the outside. DRS is now enabled, and look at this, but Maxi going to have the traction? Not quite then. Matt repels the attack then from the 2 World Championship protagonists then as well. Lovely 17 then, so going to the first chicane, I should say that, and accelerating that as well on board then at the moment then with with the Ferrari driver as well. Lovely stuff indeed then, as we accelerated away then and coming out as well. Great stuff then, and we're coming down to the second chicane as well. Lovely stuff indeed then, as that Maxi there is only 4/10 of a second back from Matt at the moment, and great stuff indeed then. We've got Sprint, he's got past Mason C. Yes, he has. Mason scampering across the chicane, and Hogg is now all over the back as well, and he is going to clear up the inside of Mason going into the hairpin. Let's take a look. That is definitely a door open. It is a door open there, and that is Mason's damaged the car. He's got end plate damage there on that front wing, and look at this, and he has really put Hogg in a very difficult position, and Asdog is going to be all over him like Rover. And look at this, and Matt's also dropped back as well now because Maxi has taken third position then. Now can he now get after? Oh my gosh, there, what happened there? Fizzy and Matt's having lunch, but he had to break. Oh, look, Sammy's going to the inside as well. That's going to get him pinchy. Oh, very pinchy indeed. That Mason's in the pits, and so we've had 2 cars in the pits and with damage on those cars as well. That is unfortunate as well. on board then with Matt at the moment, and the Alpha Towers, well, they are the constructors leaders at the moment, aren't they? They've been absolutely head and shoulders the best team out in IRC. That not just about the race performance, but about teamwork as well. They've been absolutely amazing stuff, and they both of them have had race wins as well. They have been absolutely dream stuff indeed. Then brilliant. I've got a weather report. Apparently scattered showers tomorrow, but luckily I've got a day off tomorrow. So that's why I'm in such a happy mood. Then we're coming into the hairpin at the moment, and T-Sammy needs to get past Matt as quickly as possible. Yes, there are still 31 laps to go in here. Yes, there will be safety cars in this race. I feel, and I think the computer is definitely going to be factoring in safety cars in this event as well. Remember, in '99 there was about 4 safety cars. I think there was 4 safety cars in 2007 as well. That was Lewis Hamilton's first Grand Prix win. Was that? And now he's now in 2020 he's broken Schumacher's record. He's on the cusp of 100 Grand Prix wins. Absolutely outstanding, isn't it, from Hamilton? Impressive stuff indeed. Then, but of course we're here talking about IRC tonight, and as much as I love Hamilton, we're going to be talking about IRC much more tonight. And then who is going to be able to? We got 2 races as well. Who is going to be able to? Who's going to be able to get these 2 races there under their bags? Well, it's quite a critical part of the championship as well to have a double header, isn't it? If you have one bad race there, it's going to roll on to the next race as well, and this is not good if you're in the championship. If you're in the championship battle, isn't it? So Steve is doing an absolute perfect job at the moment. He is got the gap at 2.8 seconds at the moment. There, good stuff indeed there from Steve, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's still bridging out gap there from Max, who hasn't got the pace so far, has he? So interesting stuff then. But this might swing back into Max's lap later on this session as well. On board then with Timmy, he's down in 7th position at the moment. So of course you do have bogey tracks, don't you, where you might see a couple of the top drivers, and they're just slightly off the pace at the moment. And one of them I think might be Timmy there. He's down in 7th position at the moment, and he's battling with Roscoe, so he's in the midfield, so to speak. But we usually see Timmy slightly further up the field. And there's Sprint, another man who is a bit down the field where he's expecting to be probably higher up as well. We got PB and JJ very close to the back of each other, and there they are as well. This is the second half score. JJ is in 14th position. The 2 cars behind him have already stopped there. Now let's take a look at the tyre strategy, shall we? Mason's back on the soft tyres, but Rizzlesticks has gone for the longer game now. He is on the medium tyres, and let's see what he can do. Look at PB as Matt has just dropped down the order then, because Matt had a problem then, because he's dropped right down the order as well. Into the pits comes Mason again. Then Mason's out in some issues there in that racing point. Matt then has dropped down 2 positions there, but not only that, he's lost about a second there in front of T7. So Matt's had an issue, then the man who's on the front row is dropping down the order. He is down in 4th now, and Fizzy in car 21 in the Mercedes then is all over the back of Matt now, and Fizzy is on the medium tyres as well. That is quite a crucial element in this race, isn't it? So Fizzy will be going a lot longer than anyone in front of him as well, and so if there's pace, then he will be leading this race in some form or another then, as it stands at the moment. But of course we've got to throw in the that extra the extra variable, which is the safety car. We've got Timmy then, who is coming to the pit set as well, and so it's looking at this as well. We've got a great old battle here between PB and JJ, and so as they come now into the chicane. So Timmy there is a front on the medium tires and go for the indicator. Is the cameraman is on is had a bit of the old whiskey bottle. Looks like it is. Whoa, got a bit up and down, wasn't he? Going in so much. Well, Tim, you can see it's a very unique pit exit here, isn't it? Look at this. Timmy there is flying out there, but unfortunately he's behind the 2 battling pair of JJ and PB, because they are going to be on older soft tires, aren't they? And not only that, even though PB is on the medium tires actually, but not only that, then that's going to really hurt him in terms of the dirty air as well. But we're just watching Timmy at the moment. Fizzy is very close to the back of Matt's wing, rear wing at the moment. I wonder if Matt's tires have had enough, and Timmy is all over the back of JJ then. And let's see what JJ can do. But JJ is going to be more interested in what's going on in the front, because he's going on the outside. He clipped the armco there. PB jumping across the curb edge, and goodness me, down Timmy there is going on the inside there of JJ. He'll have the inside down into the hairpin as well. He's going to lunge on PB as well. He does indeed that. A critical part of the race, isn't it? Fizzy is just gone up to the position, because into the pits then comes the championship leader, the man who is the defending world champion, going on to those medium tires as well, and he is back out. A lovely 17 then. What about Matt then? As Matt then is also coming out of the pits. Well, look in the background, that is Roscoe on medium tires, and these guys have gone for the undercut here then. This is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Look at how powerful the undercut is. Timmy there was quite a way back, wasn't he? But look, there's Matt who's just gone out in front, I think. So Matt is behind Penny. Come out right behind Penny. It's not ideal at all then, but he's going to side at the inside into the first chicane. He has indeed then. And Penny there, of course, is on older soft tires. A lovely shot then. And there's Penny's helmet. That was beautiful, isn't it? I've got to say, it reminds you of, what's it, the Esmeralda kind of. It reminds you of Esmeralda for some reason. I think she's the lady in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, isn't she? Or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Just feels like very colourful there, doesn't it? Brilliant indeed then. As we just got Rizzsticks, who is just coming in the pits. They've gone to the soft tires as well. Look at the Ferrari, very prone at the moment, isn't they? Asdog then is snuck his way up into 6th position at the moment. Good stuff indeed there for Asdog. And T-Sam is now 3 tenths of a second away from gas, then accelerating that then. Of course, that lime green helmet into the pits comes Maxi as well then. And T-Sam didn't want to lose too much time. We've also got Asdog and Hog. Oh goodness me, I thought he was going into the back of Asdog, and then Asdog there put on a lot of giving it a lot of way there, coming out of the final chicane as well. There's the Mercedes in the background. That is well. Here is a Maxi, then he's accelerated out of the pits as well then. Look, there's T-Sam, he's got by. Matt going to get by as well. Matt lost a bit of time behind Penny, didn't he? Not too much so. And oh goodness me, Roscoe's also in the fight as well. That is the power of the undercut here. But Maxi does have fresher tires, and but he's behind Matt once again. There's really put a cat amongst the pigeons in this one, haven't they? As we've got Timmy down, there's Hog then coming out of the pits, and PB just on his tail as well. Good stuff indeed. And Penny is also coming in the pits. And see them on there. It's got a comfortable lead of 5 seconds above fielded. So he might have to react now. I think he must have to react now, because look at this. T-Sam is now past Val. Lovely shot here from the diffuser of that Alfa Romeo. Absolutely stunning shot indeed. And beautiful stuff from the producer. Absolutely lovely. So when is Stigo coming the pits, and he's approaching the pit lane now, as Mason is back in the pits. He is having a major issues there. Mason is now. Steve is in the pits as well. Then we're going to keep an eye on this, and the Haas mechanics are going to be getting to work on that Haas now. Then yes, he is indeed. And Fizzy takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix, 25 laps to go in this race, as he is on the hard tires. In the background there is Matt, as he is alongside Gas, and look who's in the pits. Well, Val's also in the pits, and see is coming out of the pits running, and I think is he going to lose the lead then? There's an Alfa Romeo. I think it's T-Sammy. Look at that, Steve just about keeps the lead then. So he wasn't worried, was he? I think I was definitely more worried than Steve. Steve is as cool as a cucumber, isn't he? Maxi has got past Gas as well. PB's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. On board then with Maxi, and of course then he is right underneath the rear wing then of Matt then. So Maxi has lost 2 positions there from the undercut, hasn't he? Roscoe's in the background as well. Steve's already got past. Oh, there's damage on Nasdaq's car, I think. I wonder if he just went right then with the understeer then on those medium tires. Yes, he has damage now, and his teammate is also going to be bearing down on him. That's not good at all, is it? And that is a big blow then. Look at this. Maxi would probably like to get back, like to get past Matt as quickly as possible. Matt is on it. There's similar age tires, though, isn't he? And that wing damage is really going to cost Asdog, because that is Asdog probably didn't want to come into the pits there for another couple of laps or so. So that is a big blow. Only 1 penalty in the field so far, and that's PB. Unfortunately, PB's going to be kicking himself, isn't he? Matt is going to have to defend now, isn't he? But look at this, Maxi has got a lot of pace in that Ferrari. He's up the inside. He passes Matt then, and he is through into 6th position as well. Yes, Asdog's in the pits, and very early on indeed that Timmy's also got past his teammate as well, because Timmy is back in the pits, and so Timmy is in the pits very early on then. Has he got he's got damage there? Yes, he has got damage there. Timmy is back in the pits. This is not good for his strategy. He is back on the soft tires. That is going all wrong for Timmy tonight. He's down the order, and he's going to, as Penny's also going to be through as well. Indeed he is then, and so is Val then. So Timmy there is going to be on the back foot now. Car H1 in the McLaren then, and that is not good then, is it? Asdog comes out in 10th position then. So Asdog stayed on the medium tires, and so that guarantees that Asdog still needs, as we got yellow flags then. What's going on here? So it's Mason there just getting out of the way at the moment. So Mason, I wonder if Mason's got some issues. It's definitely, there's something wrong there. I think it's the drivability of that car, isn't it? Of Mason there. There's something majorly wrong on that racing point, as Mason doesn't usually make that many mistakes, and so I'm wondering if the handling of that car is not at all to his liking, is it? On board then with Stidman, and the man who's on pole position there, he is hunted down Sprint, and Sprint is the last man on the soft tires not to come in the pits. And look in the background, there's T-Sammy, and 2.5 seconds to but see, that just underlines the pace he has got in that Haas. Well, but Maxi then also shows his pace. Well, look at that though. That just shows how much traction you get then on the newer tires. And see, it's on the 2nd position. Good stuff indeed then. on board with T7, so he's in front of his championship protagonist. And yellow flag time because we've got a Ferrari and we've got the Ferrari in the walls. Then it is Rizzle he's damaged the car. I think it's turn 8 and 9, isn't it? It's causing all kinds of havoc there for the cars at the moment. That's a lot of wing damage as well for Rizzle. Then he is down the order then, so I think Rizzle will be hoping for a safety car somewhere to get back into play then perhaps. Then on board then with the championship leader, the defending world champion as well. This is T7 at the moment. Then of course Lucas will definitely be cheering on this man running. He's doing a good job, isn't he? As we come down into the hairpin. And accelerating away. Then Hog is now less than a second away from Gaz, and Gaz is doing a similar strategy to Fizzy at the moment. So Gaz is doing a very good job actually in the McLaren. Then he's in a very strong 8th position then. And now then as T7 goes up the inside, and Sprint then uses this opportunity there to come into the pits and slows down to 80 kilometers now. Then the Alpha Tire mechanics are getting ready, and there is that's when the Ferrari that is of course as Hog has got past Gaz well, so Gaz dropping down the order. He is down in 9th position as well. And we've also got Penny and Val there also fighting away, isn't it? This is great battling here, and I've been watching the tower and they've been switching positions. Now Val is through up into 12th position, then Penny dropping down into 13th. Good stuff indeed there for good stuff indeed there. Look at his sprint there. He's out of the pits and he's in 9th position. He's in clear air, which is quite crucial for his strategy to work there as well. And so he now needs to get his head down and really put his toe to the floor, doesn't he? And just getting some quality laps as well. But doesn't want to take too much out of the tires. I've got to say, you just said the devil really. It's kind of hypocritical really to do some quality laps, but at the same time make sure they don't take life out of these medium tires. So this track, I think this track was really the brainchild behind the Pirelli idea, wasn't it? Really, I think it was 2010, wasn't it, where he had where he had tires that were not very durable at all, was it? Back in the Bridgestone era, which was completely unheard of, wasn't it? Because there was just one stops, wasn't it, when they got rid of the refueling. And that was Pirelli's brief, wasn't it? Of course, back in that 2010 Canadian Grand Prix. Fizzy's in the pits, and he has done 12 laps on those medium tires, and he's on the mediums again then. So that is guaranteed a 2-stop strategy then for Fizzy. He's on the alternative strategy then, so he'll be on the soft tires towards the end, which is opposite to what the race leader Stee is doing, for example. So Stee is on the soft tires, he's gone to the medium, and he's probably going to go to the medium again then. So that is the state of play at the moment. Fizzy would like to be in front of Hog at the very least, and Hog is just coming around turn 2. There he is then, but Fizzy is through now. He has got a 5-second gap between himself and Roscoe. Roscoe's done 6 laps on the medium tires. Let's see if that gap is enough then. As we're on board now with Sprint, and he's on a similar strategy to Fizzy as well, isn't he? We're on board then as we've also got Petty, who's keeping Val very much honest at the moment, isn't he? In the second Mercedes, Val is slightly off the pace as we got yellow flags in front of us, and Gaz on an absolutely stupendous race at the moment in the McLaren. A good stuff indeed there for Gaz. A very strong performance there from the McLaren driver. Remember, he did about 5-6 laps on those soft tires, didn't he, in qualifying? So he was doing race prep there, Gaz was. He wasn't too concerned about qualifying, was he? He knows that the race points, he knows that the points are rewarded on the race time indeed then, rather than qualifying. So that is probably where Gaz has been doing his homework, and he knows exactly what the tires is going to be like as well then. But you can see that as Sprint is alongside him, Gaz there is not really interested in fighting him too much, is he? Because Gaz knows that he doesn't want to take too much life out of his tire. Remember, Paul di Resta used to do that when he was in Formula 1 as well. Look at this, Timmy is now right underneath the rear wing of Penny as we're going to have a drag race, and we are indeed then. Roscoe is right underneath the rear wing of Matt as well. Matt is struggling for pace at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? I'm wondering then if I wonder if Matt's not liking the medium shod tires as much as those soft set. Yellow flag in at 1 then is we got what is occurring there is Mason there, who is I think just got out of the way as well. And so Mason being the yellow flags is for Mason, who's just trying to get out of the way then call center. And even though you do ghost then, it's very distracting, isn't it? Virtual safety car. I don't know why we got a virtual safety car then. So there's a virtual safety car for some reason, but I'm not sure why. We did see Mason recover, but I'm just having a look on the track map. There is no one that seems to be in any kind of bother. So there's been a quick virtual safety car. I'm wondering if it was the race director like getting maybe he just fancied like pressing the button or something then. Goodness gracious me then. Yeah, I think I'm not sure why we got a virtual safety car, which is not very good, is it, really, from my point of view, because I'm meant to be informing you, and who knows why there's a virtual safety car. I'm very confused by this, but whilst we have this virtual safety car, it's a great opportunity to admire the rear wing of Timmy's McLaren. That brilliant 17. I love that camera shot. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it? Of course, it's the T camera looking the opposite way, isn't it? And backwards as well. And of course, when we was looking back, we was on that flashes of Penny, wasn't we? Is anyone going to take advantage of this virtual safety car? I wonder if Gaz might do. Oh, it's a Val, unfortunately, has taken too much advantage of that virtual safety car, and he has got a drive-through penalty. DRS has now been enabled once again. Then, so oh my goodness me! And Timmy almost went to the back of the McLaren, Mercedes, I should say. And goodness me, that was good reaction there for Timmy. So that would have been another unscheduled stop then on that McLaren as well. Then, so as Gaz is coming into the pits now. Then, well, he's coming out of the pits. So he's doing a great job, Gaz. As Gaz could be on the cusp of some first points in his IRC career. Brilliant 17th there for Gaz. He comes out of the pits. We've also got Val serving his drive-through penalty. Asdog is coming out of the garage as well. Then he is on the hard tires. Then, so then as we're going to go switch to this battle here, then, which we've been very interested on the timing sheets. T-Tommy is still 2.5 seconds away from Steve at the moment. And in second place, then Maxi is homing in on his championship rifle. It is jumping up and down the time at the moment, isn't it? But that, as it stands at the moment now, it is about was between 1.5 seconds. Look at it, and oh, into the pits. There comes Matt. Then, so Matt is in the pits as well. Then for the AlphaTauri, he had a black and white flag next to his name. Then Fizzy there was getting the Ferrari getting very close there. So Matt, then I wonder if it's a drive-through penalty there. Just take a look. Then it indeed is, and we've got 2 drive-through penalties there, full speed on the virtual safety car. Their arguments might be though that the virtual safety car, really, why was there a virtual safety car? But that has taken Matt very much out of the race so far though, and he is behind his teammate now, which is a sprint. Remember, Mark Webber had a drive-through penalty though, didn't he, at the Grand Prix of Germany in 2009, and he still won his race. That was Mark Webber's first Grand Prix win, wasn't it? So so anything is still possible, but Matt might be a bit disappointed by that, and might be a bit aggrieved as well, especially as we don't really know the reason behind the virtual safety car. Asdog there has got past PB, but PB has had a great lunge there, hasn't it? And now Asdog is going to have to really think about defending there, because PB is going to go right underneath the rear wing of that Alfa Romeo. But PB backs out there, and probably PB backs out because he probably knows that Asdog is on hard tires, but he is, but of course there he's on fresher hard tires, so he's going to be quite quick at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? So Matt then right underneath the rear wing of his teammate. Let's take stock then. We're halfway through the Canadian Grand Prix. We're only a quarter of the way through though tonight's double action, of course, then, as we do have another race tonight as well. We have a race in Austria as well, and so I hope you all packed your umbrella then, because it is going to, I expect there to be rain in Austria, because there normally is, isn't there? So yes, so I hope you've all got your I hope you've got your max in your packbacks as well then, as we're taking a tour from Canada to Austria as well then. So not very good in terms of the old flight plan, is it? But luckily enough, we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, do we? Timmy back in the pits again, and he is so we're on board the McLaren, and Timmy has had a couple of unscheduled stops as well, and so let's see what he's doing then. He's in the pits, no soft tires, so been on the McLaren for 6-7 laps or so then, but Timmy is out now on the medium tires then, half distance in this race to go in. So this medium's going to get him to the end. I'm not too sure on that, but we'll find out, shall we? That's the beauty about live sport, isn't it? As Asdog is also back in the pits as well then. We've got a lot of pit action in this Canadian Grand Prix. I've got to say, this Canadian Grand Prix is a bit of a car breaker, isn't it? It's also very much a tyre breaker as well. Let's see, it's a car breaker this time now for Asdog. He's only in one lap on the hard tyres there. He's back, changing the nose cone as well there for the Alfa Romeo then. So, yeah, it's a bit of a painful race there for Asdog as he comes out of the pits there. He's on the medium tyres as well. It looks like he ain't even on the fresh medium tires, isn't he? On board then with Sprint, and who is keeping up with his teammate Matt at the moment then. Let's take stock then. We're on lap 19 out of 30. Oh, Nason's in the wall. Is he in the wall? He is in the wall as well. Goodness me then. And it's a virtual safety car. Yes, he's gone off for turn 9 then. Now it's not good at all for Mason. He was near the back end of it, but that's a virtual safety car as well. It probably came in the wrong time for the likes of Asdog and Timmy. But which is a bit unfortunate for them. They wouldn't have lost as much time then. And there's debris on the outside there. That's not going to help the tyres if anyone runs over that. This track is, got to say, got a lot of debris out there at the moment then. So I wonder if the marshals might have to get their own broomsticks out there and get a good old sweep then. So virtual safety drive-through penalty for Roscoe, and that's the third one in this race then. And oh goodness me, and that is a big blow for Roscoe as well. Yellow flag in at one then. It's one of the McLarens there has had a couple of gremlins, and it's Gaz there who's yellow flag there as he damaged the car. We're on board then with the McLaren then, but this is an appalling shot. Yeah, he has damaged the car. What a shame for Gaz because he was on course for his first points of his career in IRC then, and that damage is going to cause him all kinds of understeer, especially with Val, who is now on the prow as well. And we're on board with Val. Roscoe has got a drive-through penalty, of course, for speed on the safety car. That's the third driver tonight with a penalty for virtual safety car infringement. That's not good, is it? Oh, Val, they're going across the chicane then. Right, third time's a charm. Let's take stock. Steve there with 15 laps to go leads this race, and he's been commanding, hasn't he, from start to finish. Steve has been absolutely impeccable. Like Mexico a week ago, he's been amazing for him. T's having a second at the moment, and he has extended his in the World Championship, and that championship lead will now be up to, as I quickly get my calculator out, I think it would be extended by another 3 points, so it should be up to about 11 points then. So just watching there is as Gaz comes into the pits. That is such a blow for Gaz, isn't it? I'm really distressed for Gaz on that front, because that is oh dear, what a shame that, but he's coming in the pits. It's not all over yet though, is it? Oh no, he's on the intermediate tyres. Gaz is what's going on. JJ's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pits then. Oh, Gaz there is having major issues tonight now, where he's gone from the cusp of becoming, oh look, even the Williams there is also holding him up as well. Oh, Gaz there, and I think there's a miscommunication there with Andreas Seidel there. He is going to be absolutely fuming, isn't he? He's on the intermediate tyres. Maybe he can see some wet stuff in the sky. Oh goodness me, so Gaz there on the intermediate tyres, and what a blow then. I think it was an issue with the tyre select there, so Gaz is going to have to come back in the pits then. I was just about to say he wasn't he is, but it's not the end of the race for Gaz yet, but unfortunately I think that might be now, as that's going to be an extra stop. What a blow for Gaz, unfortunately then. On board Matt then, as he is now close onto the back of Hogg then. Hogg is having a very good race at the moment now. He's in 6th position at the moment then. Anyway, we'll try again. So Steve is in the race then by 4.5 seconds from Maxi in second then. Roscoe's got a drive-through penalty. He has to take that within 3 laps. So I think that he is going to have to take it either. I think he might be this lap actually needs to take it. Look at this. Hogg is struggling though at the moment then. Mason has left the session then. As hopefully Mason will come back for the next race though, because of course there's 2 races here tonight, of course. This is the first one. The second one is in the Austrian Grand Prix. We have got Roscoe in second. He's got in 4th position. Fourth position. Drive-through penalty. Fizzy is now all over the back of that Red Bull as well. Into the pits there comes Val and Timmy. They've had a lot of pit stops tonight, haven't they? We'll have a look at the pit stops in just a few moments. Fizzy is in 5th position there. Hogg is in 6th position. 7th position is Matt at the moment, who's really putting the squeeze on Hogg. Then he's gone up the inside. Roscoe's been disqualified there for ignoring the drive-through penalty, and Fizzy's going to take a piece of action there, because it's the AI car. Roscoe has been disqualified. He's going to start 17th on the grid then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Oh dear, and of course that's a place which Max Verstappen I think parked in 2018, wasn't it? Well, that's not good at all, is it? He is out, and Matt's behind there. Matt's still behind Hogg then. Petty's in the pits as well. Well, that is a big blow for Roscoe. He's going to start 17th on the grid then for the Austrian Grand Prix. So yeah, the drive-through penalty, ignored it as into the pits comes Gaz. Well, that's how much time he's lost there, Gaz has, because he's been put onto the intermediate tyres. What a blow for Gaz then as well. A very unusual race at the moment, isn't it? It's got yellow flags there just in the foreground. Just having a look there. No one seems to be having some issues at the moment now. I think the PB might just been getting out of the way then. Hogg in 5th position. Matt's in 6th now then. Fizzy is in 4th position. He's on fresh and medium tyres, and Fizzy is going to be a forward in the side for the top 3, and this is not ideal for Maxi or for T Sammy. They would like to have probably had a quiet race towards the end, but that is not going to be the case there, because Fizzy is going to be quite quick there, quicker than a hiccup I think in the later stage of this race, and when he's on the soft tyres. Matt is up into 5th position now, passes Hogg. Hogg has dropped down into 6th position as well, but Hogg in the red, and there's going to be some good points though for the Renault team, isn't it? Of course his teammate Double unfortunately not racing here tonight, is he? Which is a blow for Double, because Double is usually a very good point score as well, but so yeah, Renault's only got 1 driver flying the flag from tonight, and now sprinters all over the back of Hogg as well. just watching then is Timmy's got past Val. Timmy's now up into ninth position then. Hopefully Timmy can now have a bit of a clear run then to the flag, really, because he's been a very difficult race as well. But we've still got Gaz. Gaz is in the pits then, and I think he's already been in the pits then. I'm not sure what's going on with Gaz tonight then, but all of a sudden then he's gone from a point scorer to coming in the pits multiple times then. I'm not sure, I thought he was in the pits like a couple of laps ago then, but he's back in the pits to change those intermediate tyres again, and away he goes then. I'm not sure if Gaz is just, Gaz is having a bit of a nightmare now, isn't he, in the McLaren. On board sprint, and of course the AlphaTauri team, and Gaz has got a 5-second penalty as well. It's a snowball effect at the moment, isn't it? Maxi's in the pits now. So he's pitted first this time, Maxi has said, and he is now putting the pressure, going for the undercut, which might be crucial there, with I almost swallowed my tongue there, just 12 laps to go there, and also in the pits now is Hogg as well then, so we've got a lot of pit action as well then. Can Maxi get out in front of the AlphaTauris, because they're going to be major thorns in this side there if they can. There they go then, just on the left hand side, but he skips turn one, doesn't he? He might be the meat in the sandwich, no yet, he's just on the outside, he's the crest of the sandwich, and he's now behind sprint, so he's got past two AlphaTauris. That has not gone at all well for Max's point of view. This has gone very well for Hogg though. So look at that there. He's got a complete clear track in front and behind him as well then. So he's got PB coming out there just behind his rod, but he is a lap down then. As Maxi has gone into AI mode at the moment, hasn't he? So he's also dropping back. So we're on board there with Maxi. Hopefully he can get himself sorted out there, because I'm wondering if I hope he hasn't got a technical problem there. There he is in the background then. So Maxi there might be a bit disappointed on that then. So he needs to really get on it, doesn't he? Because T Sammy's already in the pits there, and see once again he's controlling this race absolutely splendidly well. You can tell when the drivers control the race, because we don't see much of him, do we? Into the pits comes the world champion, and then look at that, he's on the soft tyres then. Interesting stuff. And Fizzy is now staying out then on the medium tyres, just trying to extract as much life as he can out of those medium tyres. And Fizzy is a very oh goodness me, as into the pits there comes the Ferrari of Resistance, I should say there. Maxi has dropped off the back. Maxi has lost an awful lot of time then. I wonder if he didn't want to go on to Armstrong is out of the race then, and he's gone off at the final corner, I think. Oh goodness me, that's not good at all. Oh, that's a virtual safety car. He is in the wall of champions, and Armstrong is said. Oh dear, then that's not good, is it? So I'm wondering who's going to come in the pits. Resistance was already in the pits, and so he kind of gets a bit of a reprieve here. He's out of the pits now, then Armstrong out of the race then. So we've only had virtual safety cars. There's no full safety cars. Is he going to try and come in the pits now? Then I think it's an opportune time for Resistance to come in the pits. And there's the two AlphaTauris and a quite close company. And he is in the pits there because his nearest rival T Sammy has come in the pits already. But see, there's coming in the pits. The virtual safety cars are. Hopefully the house mechanics do their job a bit better than they did in the Mexico Grand Prix just over a week ago. Then there they are. Then they got the soft tires ready. And look, the virtual safety cars out because it's quite a big shunt there from Armstrong. They're just trying to clear the car. Steve comes out of the pits now. And look at how much time you gain then when you pit under. Oh, PB's got a drive-through penalty whilst his teammate exits the pit lane. So look at how much time he's gained there. Fizzy there, unfortunately didn't resume the lead there because Steve was so far in front, and also because he was pitted under the virtual safety car as well. That was going. T Sammy there is going to be a bit disappointed about that then, because look at that, he's 7 seconds back now, so he's lost more than he's gained then. Maxi is I'm not sure what's going on with Maxi's car at the moment there. He's not quick at this stage of proceedings there. He's 4 seconds away from the AlphaTauri at the moment then. So the Ferrari driver, and he's losing a lot of time in terms of points there, isn't he? He was just a position behind there. He was losing 3 points to the championship rival. Now that's almost more than double that, isn't it? Now then, so Maxi needs to get himself back into the frame of things. I'm wondering then if the Ferrari made a mistake to put on the medium tyres there, and that might have allowed Maxi's head to drop slightly. He's been quite impressive in this season, hasn't he? But it might be coming unravelled there with 3 more races to go, including this one with 10 laps to go in the Canadian Grand Prix. Steve at the moment there is looking very strong indeed, isn't he? And that's to be Steve's second Grand Prix win as well. Of course, Steve's had 11 podiums this season. Richard Brits 17 then. Of course, that equals T Sammy and Maxi, doesn't it? And that is why Steve's had an absolutely incredible season. Really has consistency's been absolutely brilliant. And I think he will get back in the third as well in the championship if things stay as they are. Then it's yellow flag in one then once again. And Matt is in the pits then. He has done 18 laps then on those medium tyres then. So yeah, Matt is in the pits then. He's going on the soft tyres as well. So sprint stays out then. And I'm wondering, yeah, Matt weaved from left to right, I think, just to inform sprinting. He was coming into the pits as well. There. As I already mentioned in this broadcast, the AlphaTauri team have been absolutely mega, haven't they? They've been such a great team together. I think that they have been one of the best teams in IRC. I always say about remember in the first ever season of Elite, it was at Slim, wasn't it? And Samsung and the Ferrari team, and they were absolutely magnificent together, weren't they? The teamwork of the absolute highest. But I think that the AlphaTauri have really stolen that award this season with some incredible teamwork, haven't they? Brilliant 17, and that's why they lead the constructors, of course. So it's a good 17 there for the AlphaTauri. And we're just watching Matt at the moment. He is on the soft tires, and there's Hog in front of him. Hog was on the soft tires 3 laps before then, so he's going to have to just look after those tires slightly more now. Look, Maxi is not. I don't know. Maxi's got some issues. I think that Ferrari is limping home now, isn't it? Fizzy's in the pits as well then, so he's on the soft tires there. So T-Savvy is set the fast lap of the race, and he's got 8 seconds there to really reel in. See then, Fizzy could be on course for a magical third position tonight there. This will be Fizzy's third podium of the season as well, as the Mercedes there is trundling out of the pits as well. Sprinters stayed out then, but I think that there he is then on the left hand side wall. I think that Fizzy would like to get in front of Sprint then, but they're in 2 different races now, aren't they? And there he is indeed. Then Maxi is 11 seconds back there, and look at this then, Hog and Matt are reeling him in hand over fist, and Maxi is in major issues now as he's in AI mode. Maxi is in, so there is some kind of issue there on Maxi's car on the Ferrari. This is a big blow for the World Championship for Maxi, and T-Sammy is going to be extending his lead now, and potentially the work he's doing here will then just go through all the way to Austria as well, and that could be where he clinches the championship for a race to go for T-Sammy. Could be a double world champion by the end of the night there. I gotta say, I said it at the beginning of the broadcast, but I wasn't too sure. Well, all of a sudden then it is looking very interesting now then. Maxi has left possession then, so so Maxi has had some major issues then. He has left possession and he's dropping down the order. This is a big blow for the championship, isn't it, for Maxi? Oh goodness gracious me, and that's not good at all, is it? And now then Matt is also underneath the rear wing of the former championship leader that he lost the championship lead in Mexico, and now then he is just getting from bad to worse for the Ferrari driver. Maxi is out of this race on the stands mode. He can rejoin, but he needs to rejoin as quickly as possible, because that 15-second gap between himself and Penny's going to come down quickly. Then we've got Timmy and Val behind as well, and JJ on the cusp. Excuse me, on the cusp there again. Williams' first point of the season as well. JJ has flown under the radar, hasn't he, in this race at the moment, but he is looking strong, isn't he? Oh, incredible stuff indeed there. So just on board now then, on board with Matt as well then. So Matt, as a Maxi, we've just heard that his internet has just died then, but he was looking slow even before that wasn't he? So I'm wondering if there's some, it looks like that internet was looks like that he was having issues before then, but that is a big blow, isn't it, for the world champion? Sorry, for the world championship anyway. From Maxi's point of view, this is absolutely dreamland now for T-Sammy, isn't it? He is 9 seconds behind Steve, who I got to say has been absolutely major stuff indeed there. Ricky Kaka has just T-Sammy for the championship. What? Safety car! Oh my word! And Resistix is on. Look, we've got a severe collision with T-Sammy as well. It's all unraveling here. Oh no, Resistix there is gone off there into the wall. Oh goodness gracious me, he's gone off at turn 9, and there's a safety car sprinters into the pits, and he's rode his luck, and he is now good. Might be able to get back some of the might be able to reap the reward, so to speak. He's on the soft tires, and he's going to be on newish tires as well. This has really shook things up in this race, hasn't it? And Hog is in the pits as well. Matt has stayed out then, so Hog then, who's done 5 laps on the soft tires. Maxi, who's ghosting the moment then. This might help Maxi's case then, if he can get back in. If not, this is going to really hurt Maxi. It's depending on which way you see it. And a sprint then has just gone in front of Maxi's at Ghost Car as well. Hog is dropped down to 7th. He's lost two positions there, Hog has. So is he going to get out in front? PB's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pits as well. JJ's on the cusp then of getting some good points as well, isn't he? For the Williams team, there is a Burtman, and they're just waving them through. Penny's new helmet is doing him absolutely beautifully. Man's got a drive-through penalty for speed in the safety car. Goodness me, and there's drama after drama in this race, isn't there? Oh goodness gracious me, what is occurring? As as Val's got damage there. I wonder if that is from the issues that he's had with T-Sammy. T-Sammy has no damage, does he? But he does have a 5-second penalty, of course, then. And JJ is on fresh medium tire as well. Then. And is the Mercedes ready? What's no? I think that might have been a 5-second penalty that they're just throwing on. I thought it's going to be a replay from the Sakio Grand Prix a week ago. They're changing the nose cone there on the Mercedes, and he is going to be back out now. There he goes, then. JJ, though, I gotta say, I'm going to be I'm going to be a bit of a fanboy for the end of these 5 laps or so, because we want JJ to get first, gets his point, and we also want the Williams to have their first point as well. Then, so as much as I don't want to, as much as of course I don't want to sound like a cheerleader, I am also cheering JJ to get some points here tonight. Then, so come on, JJ, and can you get some points then as well? He's 11th for this at the moment there, and it's an opportunistic time as well, because Maxi is out of the race. Then he is still on the standings there. He has had issues with the interweb. He needs to get his hamsters back up and get himself back in here pronto, as he does have a reprieve of some kind or another, doesn't he? As I've just had a message from work, so that's why I went a bit quiet there. Is someone's SIM card has broken at work again, so it looks like I'm going to have to do the old turn it off and back on. Right then, so lap 31 in this race, so we're going to have a safety car, then we're going to have a sprint finish, I think, then. And I'm wondering who's that going to happen then? And no pun intended then, but I do think Sprint might actually be happy with this sprint finish. Incredible stuff indeed. There's McLaren in between, and that is Tim in the moment. That shows the pace, doesn't it? But it also shows how difficult it's been for the race here tonight as well. Let's take a look. And look at that then. Timmy's had 4 stops here tonight, and Gas had 5 stops, but 2 of them was for the intermediate tyres, I think. Then we haven't had no rain in this race, and so Gas had some major races as well. So 2 stops then for the most of the front runners. Hogg has done 3 stops. Timmy is on the 4th stop, and Val's also done 3 stops as well then. So yeah, there's a lot of stoppages in this race as well. In terms of the penalties, Matt's got a drive-through penalty. That is a crucial blow to Matt here tonight, isn't it? And for AlphaTauri as well, that could be critical towards the end of this this championship season. T7 is going to have to re-stretch his legs there, isn't it? He has got a lot of time now to really stretch out from Fizzy. We've also got PB, who has a 5-second penalty as well. Those are the penalties then. So just driving by me as well then, so it's I've got lost. There I am. So good somebody there. So yeah, we're just waiting for the safety car to come in then, so hopefully the safety car will be in the end of the lap then, and we'll get going again. We're just waiting for Penny to catch up then. So yeah, Penny is the last of the runners at the moment. I think JJ is actually a lap behind Val at the moment, isn't he? So he does I think JJ might need to Timmy is unfortunately they've been lapped, haven't they, JJ and JJ and Colin. So Maxi might still potentially get point here, but I'm gonna have to really get me thinking cap on that. Goodness gracious me. Safety cars in the end of this lap, and here we go again then. Steve then is leading this race at the moment, and we've got T Sammy who's behind an awful lot of cars, and that's 2 cars to be precise, and so not many, but it's still enough, isn't it? When are we going to get going then? Steve, there is the de facto safety car now, is he? So when are we going to get going for the final stint? Then we've got 3 laps to go in this Canadian Grand Prix, hasn't it? Action is the action is really it's been a tense one, but the action seems to have really kicked off later on. And Steve's got a brilliant start, hasn't he? And look at that then as well. And so Steve is already 2 seconds in front then. T-Sammy needs to really get a move on, doesn't he? Because look, there's Fizzy in the background as well. Matt is in the pits, and look at how far down Matt's dropping. Luckily, oh, that's a McLaren off. Luckily though, Matt there is a lap in front of Timmy though, isn't he? So you'll only drop down as far as 8th for this there as well. Timmy's, I would say, but Timmy's dropped off. Timmy's got issues. Timmy has got some issues in the McLaren. What is going on there? And Timmy is slowed right down there on the inside of the track. There is some major issues on the McLaren. JJ is in the points, and what's happened to Timmy? And I'm not sure what's happened to Timmy. I don't know if he had if the game told him to let him by. And look, Penny's up to 6th. Penny is having a fantastic race, isn't he? Look at this racing point. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. Matt is now going to have to put his toe down to get in front of Max. Then this is all incredible stuff. But Fizzy has got 3 laps younger tires as well. Look, Steve is now pulled away, and Steve is on course for his 2nd Grand Prix win of the season. Then he has been immaculate in qualifying. He has been incredible in the race. He's been the benchmark here tonight, hasn't he, in the Grand Prix of Canada? Oh, fantastic stuff indeed. Then on board once again. Then as it's going to get very crucial in the battle for 10th and 11th as well. Then, which is between Timmy and JJ. The final points pay position as well. This is going to get very fruity indeed then as we come across the line once again. Then Fizzy is just a less than a second behind now. He will have DRS within 3 laps, but I think the DRS will not be available at the end of this one. So just now lapping. Oh, PB's left possession there, right in front of Fizzy there. So I ain't going to help Fizzy, but Fizzy only needs to stay within 5 seconds of the car in front then, which is that man there. Sprint could be on the podium as well then, so this is going to get very good indeed then. So at the moment Timmy is 5-10 seconds behind JJ at the moment. I'm keeping an eye on that battle, of course. Can the Williams get their first point of the season? Can JJ get his first point of the season as well? Come on JJ, lovely shot from the nose cone here at the Mercedes head, as we're also looking in front of us. There's T Sammy, the world champ. Gaz got a 3-second penalty. The world champion, the championship leader as well as championship rival is out of this race, and he's had connection issues, hasn't he? Can Maxi get back in the race for Austria? And he needs to salvage something, otherwise if not then I think T Sammy is going to be the world champion of IRC season 8. He's going to be a double world champion, 2 championships in 2 seasons. He's going to be like Mika Hakkinen. Incredible stuff, isn't that? On board then with on board at the moment with Fizzy. He is looking at within DRS once again, and now it's been enabled there. We're on the final lap then of the Canadian Grand Prix then. We've now got JJ, look at this then, Timmy trying to go up and under them for JJ then. Look at this then, we're having a race as well between the two, as Timmy is limping home at the moment. There's in the McLaren, who's that Petty, PB's in the pits, are changing tyres for the final stint of this race as well. Matt's back up in the 7th position then, good stuff indeed then, so we're just accelerating away then once again then. So Steve then at the moment is on the cusp of becoming a 2-time Grand Prix winner here tonight. There is the world champion Tito in the background. Oh, it's sprinter, sorry, it's oh goodness me then, Steve, third time's a charm, goodness me, I was going for all the names then before I got to see that, as he's now coming into the hairpin for the 35th and final time. Do not go anywhere folks, then we'll be back in action in just a few moments in time then, as we will go, so we're going for Austria as well, which is coming up in just a jiffy then, so do not go anywhere on board. But before you even think about the next race, we need to think about this race, as now then Steve is coming into the final corner for the 35th and final time, and Steve is going to, oh no, Steve's in the wall, Steve's in the wall then, but I think is he going to be alright then, as who's going to win this race? I think Steve still wins the race then, by just a whisker from Fizzy, by 6/10 of a second. Steve wins the Canadian Grand Prix sprint in first position. T Sammy takes 4th in the end, Hog 5th, Penny in a fantastic 6th position there. Absolutely stupendous stuff. And Valley 9th. JJ gets the final point. He's in 10th for the Williams team. Amazing stuff there for JJ. Absolute scenes here in Canada. Matt in 7th in the end, and that drive-through penalty really cost him, and maybe I think it cost him a podium, to be honest. Jay Sprint is the driver of the day, and of course you can't argue that then. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Steve's 2nd Grand Prix win of the season as well, and a good. I thought he lost on the final corner. Steve and Fizzy would have got his 1st Grand Prix win of the season as well. That would have been Steve's Fizzy's 2nd Grand Prix of his career. But this is, of course, Steve. I think Steve has been absolutely magnificent in this Canadian Grand Prix. I got to say, he was the benchmark tonight, wasn't he? From pole position to checkered flag, he was not really. I don't think he was phased by any part of this race at all, was he? Steve wasn't good enough to me. That was very much a Schumacher-esque performance, wasn't it? Final classification then from the Canadian Grand Prix round. This is race 1, of course, of tonight's race, and I don't think Maxi is going to get any points in that race then. So as it stands then, T Sammy is going to extend his lead then. It's now on 103 points then. So Steve wins the race then. Fizzy in 2nd then. Sprint is 3rd. 4th position is T Sammy then. 5th is Hog. Penny in 6th position there. Matt in 7th. Maxi is 8th then, but of course I put an asterisk next to his name. 9th position is Val. JJ getting his 1st point of the season. 10th position as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Timmy in 11th, and Gaz, he could have got his 1st point as well, but the mix up in tire structures really cost the McLaren driver today. PB in 13th, retirements, Rizzle Sticks, as Roscoe and Mason all retired from this Canadian Grand Prix. Right then, so now we're going to go for a break then, and so we're going to cut off the stream at this point. We'll be back in action in just a jiffy then, as we are going to go on to the Austrian Grand Prix in just a moment's time as well then, so don't go anywhere folks. We'll be back for more IRC action.